opening, its eyes locked straight onto the people inside the car. At this critical moment, something suddenly flashes in my mind. I whip my head around, and my eyes land on the corner, on the girl who first screamed about the snake. I see her, back turned to everyone, pinching her nose shut with all her strength. I immediately give a cough to get everyone's attention. Then, mimicking Priya, I pinch my nose tight, hold my breath as hard as I can, and quickly crouch down. Seeing this, even without understanding why, driven by pure terror, everyone follows suit. In an instant, the entire car falls silent. I can even hear the scales of that massive snake scraping against the floor. But the moment we hold our breath, the creatures freeze completely. They swivel their heads around, searching, as if they can't see us at all. I think to myself, I can't believe this actually works. Holding your breath is really painful, especially for someone with lung capacity as small as mine. Before long, my vision starts to go dark. My ears start ringing. Next to me, someone is already losing it, their body starting to twitch slightly. Just when I feel like my lungs are about to burst, the snake suddenly moves forward and slams into the connecting door to the next car. Bang, bang, bang! The people in the next car, seeing this through the glass, almost immediately break into chaos. A smirk spreads across Roman's face. He flips them off, gloating. I turn my head and signal to everyone to move forward while we have the chance. The few of us cover our noses and tiptoe toward the cars up front. We started out in car 4, then ran to car 5, and now car 6 has fallen too. But from car 4 forward, there are still cars 3, 2, and 1. I was still thinking, what if, when we reach car 3, the people inside are just like the ones we just dealt with and refuse to open the door for us? But when we hold our breath and reach the connecting door of car 3, we all freeze. The tightly shut door we expected, the crowd blocking it, none of it is there. The car is completely empty. Why is car 3 empty? I don't have time to think it through. I pull the door open and rush inside. Everyone follows right behind me. Right after that, car 2 and car 1 are also completely empty. Why is there nobody in the first 3 cars? How is that possible? Even if it's the last train of the night, when I was getting on, I definitely noticed at least a dozen people in each car. My mind races. The first time the train reached a station, the announcement played, but the doors didn't budge. After that, all we could hear were station announcements, but the train never stopped again. The only possibility is that at the first station, the doors of the first 3 cars opened normally. Maybe the people in the first 3 cars, during that brief stop, all managed to get off safely. And I was so lost in panic at the time that I didn't notice. Suddenly, I remember when the giant snake first appeared, people fled in 2 directions. Some ran toward car 5 in the back, others ran toward car 3 in the front. But that giant snake, its target was terrifyingly clear. Without hesitation, it only chased down the people running toward car 5. And even later, the snake mutants turned as one and only slammed into the doors leading to cars 5 and 6. It's as if they have no interest in the first 3 cars at all. Or maybe they came with a purpose, with some more important target confined to the range of the back cars. To put it another way, there's someone the giant snake wants to kill, hiding somewhere in the back cars. Before I can think it through further, from the distant connecting section behind us, the crashing sounds start up again. Bang, bang, bang. The sound is coming from between car 4 and car 3. It looks like car 6 has been completely wiped out. Those monsters aren't satisfied. They're still coming after us relentlessly. This realization makes my heart sink. If my theory is correct, does that mean the person they've marked as their target hasn't died yet, and is right here among the few of us who survived? My eyes sweep quickly over the people around me, over each of their shaken faces. Me, Roman, Silas, Naomi, Priya, who was the first to notice something was wrong, the college couple, and the middle-aged man. Based on what we know, the one who first noticed the snake and gave the warning, Priya, is the most suspicious. She knew that holding your breath could temporarily hide us from being sensed. She knew about the mutation in the virus. But right now, there's no way to cut ties with her. There are only a few cars in total. We're all pretty much in the same boat now. Better to focus on how to escape first. Just then, Roman, who is walking at the front, suddenly curses under his breath. We follow the direction he's pointing and see what's inside the driver's cab. The driver is dead beside the control panel. On the panel itself, all the gauges, screens, and buttons are smashed to pieces. Exposed wires and parts are tangled together in a mess. Modern subways mostly run on semi-automatic driving mode. The driver mainly serves a monitoring role. Even if something happens to the driver, as long as the main control system isn't damaged, the train will keep running on its programmed schedule. But now that the control panel is destroyed, this train is basically a steel coffin that no one can control. The police call us back. They dispatched officers 10 minutes ago. But the subway is out of control now. If the train can't stop, rescue teams can't get involved while it's moving at high speed. Right now, the only hope is for someone on board to bring the train to a stop. Stop it? Easy for you to say. How the hell do we stop it? The middle-aged man roars in despair. He throws his briefcase to the floor. Look at the driver's cab. We're done for. We're really done for. Everything around us descends into chaos. Some people are crying, others are cursing. Priya crouches on the floor, burying her head in her knees, letting out muffled, broken sobs. It's over. This time it's really over. We're all going to die. Roman scratches at his hair in frustration and snaps. What good is crying? I hate people like you the most, giving up before it's even over. But Priya only cries harder, her shoulder shaking violently. I look at her with mixed feelings, crouch down in front of her, and try to keep my voice calm. What else do you know? Tell us everything. I really don't know much. Before boarding the train, while I was in line, I overheard 2 men in front of me talking quietly. One of them said something about a mutated snake already being placed on the train and that it would be released halfway through the ride. The other one laughed and said, "By then, everyone on the train will be dead. Quick and clean." I thought they were just bragging, telling some movie plot, until I saw that snake under the seat. It was the biggest snake I'd ever seen. My brow furrows. What she says makes some sense, but the holes in it are just as obvious. If the target was everyone on the train, why did the people in the first 3 cars manage to escape so easily? And if she just happened to overhear them, how would she know about holding your breath? Such a specific and effective way to hide. Roman shouts angrily. You overheard them beforehand, and even if you thought they were bragging, you couldn't warn the people around you before boarding, or call the police? Naomi reaches up and smacks Roman on the head. Why are you yelling at a young girl like that? The priority right now is stopping this train. Once the train stops, we can figure out how to break the glass and get out so rescue can get in. Otherwise, trapped on a moving train, everything else is meaningless. Then figure something out. I don't want to die. I've got a wife and kids at home. The college couple cling to each other, sobbing. Move! Move! Silas, who has barely spoken this whole time, suddenly pushes through the crowd and walks toward the wrecked driver's cab. Finally, a place where I can be useful. I majored in rail transit signal and control at the Capital University. Roman looks at him skeptically. With that look of yours, are you actually a college student or a hairdresser? You reliable? Silas ignores him and heads straight into the driver's cab. He crouches over the wreckage of wires and parts, his eyes instantly sharpening with focus. His fingers move quickly but carefully, sorting through several wires of different colors. Even though we don't know if he actually knows what he's doing, at least a little hope has returned to everyone's hearts. Just then, bang bang, pounding sounds, and shattering glass come from behind, one after another, getting closer and closer. The snake mutants have broken through the first door and entered car 3. The distance between them and us is now just 2 connecting doors. They start ramming the connecting door between cars 3 and 2. The door shudders violently, and the edges begin to warp. No one cares about anything else anymore. In pure terror, everyone crams into the relatively narrow driver's cab, anxiously watching Silas, who is still wrestling with the tangled wires. Then, an even more soul-shattering sight appears. Outside the huge windshield at the front of the cab, a massive, unbelievable shadow slowly slides across. And then, that head, now nearly twice the size it was before, flat and triangular, presses against the glass. It's the giant snake. Somehow, it climbed out of the subway car and clung to the outer wall of the speeding train. Its blood-red vertical pupils cut through the glass, coldly locking onto the driver's cab, onto us, all crammed together inside. It has barely eaten any humans. How can its body have grown this enormous? Its massive tongue suddenly pulls back, then slams violently into the windshield. Trapped between attacks from front and back, Silas's back is completely soaked in sweat, but he grits his teeth, his eyes locked on the 2 wires he just spliced together. The moment the connecting door of car 2 shatters, the train starts to break. The subway comes to a stop in the pitch-black underground tunnel. Ahead of us, the giant snake is still pounding on the windshield. Behind us, the snake mutants have just charged into car 2. We hurriedly turn and rush toward car 1, trying to open the small door leading from the driver's cab to car 1 to escape. But the moment the door opens, the college couple and the middle-aged man suddenly shove past us. They rush into car 1 first, then from the outside, slam shut the narrow door between the driver's cab and car 1. Then comes a clear click of the lock. Through the door, the middle-aged man speaks in a twisted voice. Sorry about this. You just stay in there and buy us some time. You closed the door earlier and refused to let others escape. Now you can taste the same thing. People like you, with black hearts, taking the hit for us. We don't need to feel guilty about it. Bye now. Fuck him. Roman is shaking with rage. He kicks the door hard. Naomi and Priya both look absolutely furious. I listen to the noises outside the door. The 3 of them are frantically swinging the emergency hammer at the side window of car 1, watching the giant snake outside the cab, adjusting its grip in response to the noise. I raise my hand to signal to the others to relax. I say quietly, those 3 are about to die. Before my words even settle, from the direction of car 1, comes the clear sound of glass being fully smashed open. Then, the noises of them jumping down and hitting the ground, followed by short, hopeful cheers. But the very next second, those cheers turn into the most agonizing, blood-curdling screams. Get away! Help! Help! The driver's cab falls into dead silence. The giant snake in front of the windshield is nowhere to be seen. I let out a cold laugh and say, the giant snake was already outside. They were so desperate to escape, sticking to their original plan and smashing their way out. Of course the snake would go for the ones delivering themselves to it first. So now, we're not buying time for them. They're buying time for us. Roman laughs and claps his hands. Serves them right. How dare they sell us out? Silas and Naomi both look satisfied. Only Priya still huddles in the corner, trembling, her face full of panic, not saying a word. But our situation isn't much better right now. I glance back at the crowd of snake mutants that have nearly broken through and are pouring into car 1. But under this extreme pressure, my mind is racing. What are snakes afraid of? Real gar, fire, high heat, and strong smells. Something clicks in my head. I yank the backpack off my shoulders and frantically dig through it, looking for the bottles of high-proof liquor my mom had shoved in there when I visited home yesterday. I've been so busy with work I forgot to take them out of my bag. Anyone got a lighter? I ask urgently. Naomi's eyes light up. She catches on immediately. Damn, bro, you're making Molotov cocktails. Roman doesn't say a word. He pulls a metal lighter from his pocket and tosses it to me. Then Silas throws me his lighter too. I quickly tear off the packaging of the liquor bottle, rip off the hem of my shirt, tear it into strips, stuff the strip into the mouth of the bottle, leaving a piece out as the fuse. Then I crack open one of the lighters and pour the fluid onto the cloth. Naomi takes another bottle without needing to be told and does the same. One bottle left. I open the last bottle of liquor. The strong, sharp smell of alcohol fills the air instantly. Everyone come over here and pour some on yourselves. Snakes hate strong smells. I don't know if it'll work on this mutated one, but it's worth a shot when we've got nothing to lose. No one hesitates. The sharp smell of alcohol mixes with the sweat of fear filling the cramped driver's cab. At the same time,